Hey guys, Novel today and welcome back to the channel. And today we have Guild Wars 1 and we're going to be going through a tier list of monk elites. Let's get into the video. So I've been playing Guild Wars 1 for a long time, since like 2006. And yeah, I've loved the game to death, and monk skills are some of my favorite skills. So I thought, we'll just go through a tier list here to talk about some monk skills. And yeah, we can go through it together. So I haven't used all these monk skills, so some of these monk skills but I've read all the monk skills, so some of these monk skills are going to be theorized, when you'll use it, why you use it, and what tier it falls into. So we've got S to D, quite a standard tier list. In fact, let me change the colors on this. I don't like red at the top. All right, this is much better. So now we've got S is green and D at the bottom, as red is, well, yeah, D. Yeah, so let's start off with the first skill. So Air of Enchantment. So Air of Enchantment, enchantments cast on this ally cost 5 less energy. Now, but this only lasts about 10 seconds. It's 4 to 10 seconds. It doesn't last too long, to be honest. So the application of the skill is using an enchantment, and after that you use the enchantments following on that user. But it's also when the user cast enchantments on himself, or maybe have many people casting enchantments on one person. But this as an application, it doesn't seem very viable, definitely because of the duration. Inter duration was longer. I mean, the energy cost is only 5 and it's a quarter of a second cast and 8-second cooldown, so it's quite usable. But because I mean, you can use it on a dervish, but dervish doesn't really have energy problems anyway. Dervish casts a lot of enchantments on themselves, so they don't really have energy problems. It's not really bad skill, so right now I'm going to put it C, because it's not a bad skill, but honestly it's not a great skill. There's better skills out there in general, I would say. Okay, this one, I've never used this one. Amity. It's an elite hex spell which lasts about 8 to 20 seconds, and what this one says is that foes adjacent to you cannot attack. Okay, that is interesting. Now, foes adjacent to you not being able to attack, it doesn't really do too much in just normal play, and on any foes that take damage. Wow. Okay, so that's super bad. So I mean, you can't use it in a way to like cheese out opponents in any PVX, PVE, or so on way, because they also have to be adjacent to you. So I guess you can run in and force AIs to mess up really when it comes to how they deal, because in guilds, if they try to attack you and they can't attack you, the AIs might bug out because of the skill when they come next to you. Obviously they can attack you from far away, and this skill ends when the foe takes damage. So what is the application of this? It only works on melee people in general, people within melee range, but even then, as soon as they take damage, the hex ends. Wait, this is a weird skill. It's actually it's phrased weirdly. It says it's a hex, but it says foes adjacent to you. What? that doesn't make sense. Shouldn't it say foes adjacent to the person who has the hex on it, rather than you, because you don't have it on you? Okay, it has a different explanation here. Adjacent foes cannot attack. Amity ends if that foe. No, this English doesn't really make sense. Well, regardless of the English, it's a D. D, F, I don't know. Basically, it sucks. 45-second cooldown. It's not worth it, and this can end like pretty much exactly as soon as someone gets hit. Nah, it's really not worth it. It's not a worth it skill in my opinion. Now we're going through more protection prayers right now. So Aura of Faith. Aura of Faith is an interesting skill. Target ally gains 50 to 100% more healing when healed, and takes 5 to 50% less damage. Now this skill only lasts 3 seconds. It's a hard 3 seconds. You can't increase it. And cooldown is 8 seconds, a quarter second speed, and 5 energy. This skill, I would actually say, is pretty damn god tier. I think this spell is actually really good. I actually love bringing the spell. I mean, if someone's getting spiked, throw it on them, they take 50% less damage. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. And also they get healed a lot in that period. It helps take off pressure from the monk in those situations when the monk needs a bit of assistance. Maybe if you have 1 or 2 monks and one's protection, one's healing. Monks aren't as common as they used to be in Guild Wars, but we're talking about just monks here. We're not talking about other classes overall. We'll talk about other classes a bit, but this also takes consideration of any healing, not just monk healing actually. So it works with ritualists, it works with, I mean, even Ellie's with some healings and some self healings that warriors might have, dervish might have, and so on. So I think this is a great skill. Right now I'm going to put an A. It could move into S because I think it does have the S capabilities because it's such a slow cooldown and it lasts in 3 seconds. Isn't long, but 3 second spike PvE and PvP, that makes a difference. Okay, now we're actually going into Smite Emperors. So another skill I haven't used. Balthazar's Pendulum. Okay, causes knockdown to the next foe that attempts to knock down target ally. Actually, I've used this spell before. Now it lasts about 10 seconds, so it can last the whole duration. It only lasts until the next time it actually happens, and apparently it doesn't work with some skills like Tremor or Psychic Instability. I wonder if that's because those are AoE knockdowns. Interesting. It says it's here. It's probably a bug. Now, obviously, you can only really take this for knocking down situations in PvP. Warriors, hammer warriors are quite common throughout the era of Guild Wars. Those are the ones mostly knocked down, and some assassins as well. PvE, this is a difficult one because yes, there are times when people get knocked down, but honestly, are they getting knocked down? Normally, if someone's getting knocked down, it's quite consistent in PvE. So it's hard for me. I think this is that very situational one. I wish I had a situational category, which I might actually make. Maybe I'll add another tier just below this one as situational. Now, yeah, I would say this is situational. It's not great. Like, if it was going to be in a tier list, I would say it's probably like a C. It's not bad, but it's only really useful in the situations where, this is applicable. All right, the next one. Let's see what the next one is called. This one's a Divine Favor skill, Blessed Healing. Blessed Light, sorry, Blessed Light. Blessed Light heals for between 10 to 140, so there's a large heal. Removes 1 hex and 1 condition, which is actually pretty cool. Now, the only problem about this skill is it costs 10 energy, 3rd, 4th cast time, and 3 second cooldown. So the cooldown is actually pretty low, which is cool for monk skill. You want low cooldowns for your main heals, but 10 energy is quite a lot. But in one skill, I mean, it removes a condition and it removes a hex, which is great. And the healing is quite large, so I would actually put this in B. I wouldn't say it's bad, I wouldn't say it's great. It's because of the energy. If it was 5 energy, this would probably move up to S. Maybe a high A, but right now I'm putting it in B because I just feel like, yeah, it has a lot of applications because there's a lot of situations where hexes and conditions are intertwined. But currently, I don't see the need for, I just don't see the need for it right now, because of the energy. Now, Boon Signet is one that I've used quite a lot in the past. Heals target ally between 20 to 80. Your next healing or protection prayer spell that targets an ally heals for 20 to 80. Now, remember, this is a signet, so it doesn't cost any energy. It has 1 cast time, which is longer than you really want for a monk, but 1 cast time is probably the max you want for monk skill, and there's 8 second cooldown. Now, it has no duration as well, so this lasts forever. So you can use it, and then, whenever you're ready to spam it again, which is great. It's good that the healing actually is quite nice. The healing isn't too high, but it has no energy, and it's a signet, which is good for the energy. Yeah, I think it's alright. I think it's not bad. I think it's not great, but I think it works well. I'll probably put this in the B tier, maybe high C, but probably, yeah, I think I'll put it in B tier for now. It could move down to C because it heals nice, and it costs no energy. That's the main thing. Energy is important to monks. That's one of the reasons why people don't take monks, because they cost way too much energy, and there's other classes that can heal and keep their energy at the same time. So yeah, I think that is fair enough. Next one, we're actually going back to Smite Prayers. I think when I added this in, I think it organized it by naming. So we're going from A's and now we're in D's. Defender's Zeal. It's an elite hex. A lot of Smite skills are elite hex. I have a feeling a lot of Smite skills are gonna fall into C to D. Okay, what's it called? For 21 to 25 seconds, whenever a target foe hits an attack, it's hit with an attack, you gain 2 energy. So this 2 energy is a static 2, doesn't increase. The only thing that increases is duration. At first it lasts for 5, and then it can go up to 25. And of course, I haven't said this yet, but if you get up to 20 attribute points, even 21, it can go even higher, up to 33 for this one. 5 energy, 1 cast time, and 5 cooldown. So it's quite spammable. You can use this quite a lot. So by the time, if you have 15 energy, you can use this on 5 foes within that time. If you're using it, you know, at correct timing. Well, not really 5 seconds, because, you know, still 1 cooldown, so probably 4. Energy wise, this can actually help with a lot of energy, but, you know, investing into smite is not a thing a monk really wants to do. There's not many smite skills make it worth investing into smite, so that also drags it down. If there was more like other normal skills than smite, maybe this would be like, I say, a B. But because of the situation of smite, I'm gonna put this at a high D, maybe a C, maybe a C. You know, the more I'm looking at this situational, I don't know. It's hard, because Guild Wars is a game where, yeah, some skills are good only in certain situations, but it's also true that some skills need to be good in most situations. It depends on the type of content you're doing. So yeah, maybe I'll keep this, but I think I'm gonna add in an F tier as well, just below, because I think, yeah, some skills really suck. Like the garbage, goddamn. All right, so we're gonna go with this. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Actually, this one would go to F. I think this is terrible. Okay, next skill we've got is, ooh, this is an interesting one. It's a protection one. Divert Hexes. Now, Divert Hexes is quite a powerful skill. It used to be used quite a lot on PvP when I used to watch GVGs and stuff. So what it does, it removes up to 1 to 3 hexes from a target ally. For each hex removed this way, that target ally loses 1 condition and is healed 15 to 75 health. Now, if you get up to 19 in protection prayers, this actually removes 4 hexes, which is a crazy amount. Very similar to you know, Blessed Light here. Now, 10 energy, which is high, 1 casting time, which is also, you know, at max we want, but 5 cooldown, which is actually very low, just a bit higher than Blessed Light. But I think this skill actually goes into high A. I think it's a strong skill, one of the best ways to get rid of hexes and people just covered in conditions as well, and then it heals at the same time. You know, normally when someone has a hex, they've taken damage. Normally when they have the condition, they've taken damage. So being able to heal someone and then also relieve the pressure is amazing. 10 energy is a lot, but I think it's worth it. I think this could even maybe go to S. We're going to look a bit later at the other skills and then rearrange stuff as we go along. I have never used this skill. Empathic Removal. Removes 1 condition and hex from target ally and yourself and heals 50. This skill could not, because there's no attribute, there's no scaling, it's just static 50 health and 1 condition and hex. 5 energy, 1 cast time, and 7 what's it called, recharge. It's actually a pretty decent skill, I guess, because it affects yourself and someone else, but it's only 50 and it doesn't scale, so any class can use this, not just monk. And because of that, I'll probably just leave it in C. It's not amazing, it's not bad, it's just okay. I mean, being able to, you know, remove something from yourself and someone else, but this can't target yourself actually. And there's situations where you won't have something on yourself, or maybe you do have something on yourself and someone else doesn't. And maybe that's what leads us down to D, because sometimes it's going to be useful and sometimes it's not going to be useful. And particularly on a monk, where energy is sparse and you need to make sure that you use your skills efficiently, you want your skills to be in a situation where you need it at the time you need it, right? Like, you use this specifically at a time when there's hexes on someone. This would be used maybe if you have a hex on yourself, on someone else, or if someone else has a hex but you don't. Like, you know, half of the use isn't going to be used all the time, which I think is a problem. Now, this is one I've used a lot actually. Glimmer of Light. Glimmer of Light, it's just heal a target for 10 to 115. At face value, that doesn't seem that interesting, but the cool thing about Glimmer of Light, it has 5 energy costs. It has a quarter of a second cast time, so one of the fastest you can cast in the game, apart from instant flash moves. And it has a 1 second cooldown. 1 second cooldown. This spell, in my opinion, is Esther. It's fantastic. I think this is a great skill. It has no restrictions on range or anything like that. It's just a fast heal. It heals, I mean, at 15, 115 is not like crazy amounts. Like, this one was like 140, but the fact you can spam this out every second, that's insane. Like, you can heal so much. The energy cost is going to ramp up because of the healing compared to, you know, other skills. But adding a divine favor, you know, if you got like what 12 divine favor, you're healing about what 48 maybe. You're gonna be healing like 150 per heal, and it's gonna be every second. Like this, just you're just gonna spam healing. It's good. It's great. You know, situations where you need that. I think it's S tier. Honestly, there's not much more for me to say. Divine Blessing, Healer's Boon. I love a Healer's Boon. I've used one before. It's an enchantment, elite enchantment spell. Lasts 10 to 55 seconds. Healing prayers spells cast 50% faster and heal 50% faster. 50% more, sorry. This is a long cooldown. It lasts for it lasts for a long time. It's only 5 energy, quarter cast time, and 10-second cooldown. I think this is a great skill. Now, it doesn't increase the divine favor healing bonus. Well, it makes sense because it says healing prayers. So it only works with healing prayers, but healing prayers, you know, is a very good thing for monks anyway. So yeah, most healing prayers, it halves the healing prayers. So prayers that, you know, cost 2 seconds are now 1 second, ones that were 1 second are now half a second. Ones that were a quarter second, I don't think they reduce anymore. And you just heal more, like in general. So I think this is actually S tier. I think this is amazing. Being able to, pretty much just changing the whole scaling of all your heals. For healing prayers, you can heal faster, you can heal more. That means you're going to be using less energy because you're healing more. That means you can take spells that maybe take longer to use, but then also have more, what's it called? Have good heals, but they take too long to use. You know, you can use them more for now because of this. This spell just changes the whole game for healing prayers, monks, which is amazing. Protection, Healer's Covenant. It's a elite enchantment spell. Your healing prayers spells cost 1 to 3 less energy. These spells heal for 25% less. Now this is it's a, what's it called? A maintenance enchantment, so it lasts forever. I think that's what you call it. I can't remember actually what you call them. Okay, so you're gonna have 1 minus pip on energy, 5 energy cost to cast, quarter cast time is very fast. So even if, and 5 second recharge. So even if this gets removed off you, ideally you can just pop it back up like instantly, like there's no problem. When you get to 19, it then costs 4 less energy reduction, which is great. So that means, you know, spells that cost 5 literally cost 1, which is fantastic. Yeah, the only issue here is the 25% less casting times. I actually think this is pretty good on cheap heals. You know, obviously, you know, the less healing means that you're gonna have to heal more often. Not always, but you know, there are times like that. Wow, but apparently, this skill does not reduce the healing from enchantments, except Patient Spirit. Actually, interesting. So enchantments that heal, it doesn't reduce. So the applications can work in some enchantments that heal. I'm not too sure how many enchantments that heal there are in healing prayers. There's not many actually. There's a couple, like the one where you get attacked and you get healed and so on. Obviously there's some elite ones, but we're not going to talk about elite ones because ideally you're only going to have 1 elite unless you've hunted an elite and then you're going for another elite at the same time. I think this is alright. I think I put this in B, low B. I think as application, maybe just above here. I think as application it can be used, but it's not like, it's not an amazing skill. It's a good skill, but the 25 less healing in the end is gonna make things cost more energy as well anyway. Because you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be healing less, so you have to heal more often. Okay, oh, this is a good one. Healing Burst. Now, when this one got changed, it changed the game for me. I don't use it much anymore, but just because I like to test new things. But okay, target ally is healed for 10 to 160. All party members in earshot of your target gain health equal to your divine favor bonus from this spell. Your smite prayers are disabled for 20 seconds. So, first of all, let's just talk about the smite prayers disabled. That doesn't matter in most situations. Most people aren't using my smite prayers, so it's fine. In fact, I don't even know why they added that in. It just seems a bit random. Okay, yeah, so it's got a good heal. You know, 160 at 15, 210 at 20. This is pretty fantastic. And then Divine Favor at Divine Favor 12, actually the healing is 38. Divine Favor 15 is 48. Divine Favor 20 is 64. So being able to heal someone at 15 for 160 and then heal your team for like 12 at 12 Divine Favor for 48 basically means a party of 8. Is it the rest of the party gets healed, or does the same party get healed? Let me see. All party members. So the person who gets healed again. So then that's technically what, let's say 8 times 38, you know, you're healing about what, 240 healing on top of what you're already healing. That is pretty insane AoE. This helps relieve a bit of pressure. 5 energy, 3/4 of cast time, and 4-second cooldown. This is definitely going in S. I think this is a crazy skill. When they buff this, it's just insane now. It is just insane. It's just a good skill. Honestly, there's no downside really, and there's just upsides. Like it helps relieve a bit of pressure. You can heal everyone at a certain target. The target you heal is a lot. It's low energy. Cast time isn't bad. The recharge isn't bad. It's great. This was Healing Hands, right? Healing Hands, elite enchantment spell. You heal 5 to 35 whenever target ally takes damage. Even when they take 0 damage, by the way. 5 energy, 1/4 second cast, 25 cooldown. Now, I think this build is actually kind of bad. Not because of the effect. I think the effect is fine. The effect is fine, yeah. It's the cast time. No, the cooldown. The cooldown is 25 on an elite like this. The last 10 seconds? Like... Alright. Let's say there's a situation when they're just attacking one ally. When would you use this? You would only use this really in what? I guess PvE. You wouldn't use it in PvP because as soon as they realize you got this on, you know, then they're not going to attack you. Or maybe. Well, see, yeah, they won't know because you're just going to heal them up. Now, in PvE, you put this on someone, they're at the front, they're getting tanked, what? They're getting hit a lot, they're getting healed 29, 29, 20, whatever. Is that really enough for this one target and you can only use this every 25 seconds? That means, but after you use the spell, there is no other elite for you to use for 15 seconds at least. And that's going to leave everyone else vulnerable to not be able to take advantage of the spell. This spell, if the cooldown was like 10 seconds or 5, I think 5 seconds it should have been. Then I would say I would put this at A, maybe even S. But because it's 25 seconds, I think it's a D. Honestly, I think it's a D. Like, I would never bring this just because of that. The cooldown is just way too long. And in PvE, it's not very often when only one person is getting attacked. You know, normally in-game stuff, people are using AoEs everywhere. And that's what elites are for, in-game. It doesn't really add into anything. Like, there's other skills better. You know, I prefer to take Healing Burst, which heals everyone. And, you know, on one target. I prefer to take this rather than this. And it's hinging on someone getting targeted. Well, if they don't get targeted, this spell is useless for 15 seconds. No, 25 seconds. Because if they don't get targeted for the 10 seconds, it's a useless spell. So, no. Unyielding Light. Another spell I haven't really used, but it's interesting. Heal for 40 to 100. You gain 1 to 3 energy if the target ally is enchanted. And if they have 19, it seems like 19 is the threshold. You get 4 energy rather than 3. 5 energy, 1 cast time, and 4 cooldown. Now... the healing from this actually is less than Glimmer of Light, but you save energy if they're enchanted, which I guess ideally they will be enchanted in these type of teams. If you're running this, yeah, you're keeping energy up. Yeah, you're pretty much using no energy. The problem with this skill is the 1 second cast time. 1 second is kind of a lot, not a lot, but it's you know, you want it to be like half a second or 3/4 rather than 1. It's really good at keeping up energy. But because of that 1 second, I think it keeps in C. And the healing is actually pretty low too. It's even lower than Glimmer of Light, which is already low. The cooldown is nice though. So maybe it'll be low B, C. I think, okay, low B for now, but it could go down to C. Ooh, this spell I have never used. It's a new spell that came in when the anniversary for Smite Perez. This one... wow, it's not even on the wiki. Why is it not on the wiki? No, it's not Smite Perez, sorry. It's Divine Favor. Wow, okay. My bad. Okay. Oh yeah, all of the ones were attribute related. Cool. Okay, it's a elite melee attack. So the only melee attack that one has. Attacked targets and adjacent foes for 13 to 30 holy damage. Causes knockdown on attacking foes. So if foes attacking you or attacking anyone, they get knocked down, and it's a plus, so it pluses the damage. It's not, you know, to do the damage, it pluses. So if you're hitting 40, you could hit 70. Okay, 5 energy, 1 second cooldown, and 8 cooldown. So I think this spell is very, very good. Now it's very situational. You only really want to use this for farming, from what I've seen. You know, there's not really a reason for monks to be up in close range unless you're running the smite and you're just messing about. So it's definitely a strong skill. I'm gonna put this in maybe B, high B, low A. It's a good skill, but it's not very conventional. It's very situational actually. Wow, I'm just realizing only one thing's in situational, so I really need to think about situational now as we go along. But this next one might be in situational. So, but yeah, I'm putting this in B. So protection pairs, life barrier. Now this one is very situational. It's an elite enchantment, reduced damage by 20 to 50. Can go up to 60 with 20 and 62 with 21. A management enchantment, so lasts free forever, -1 pip, 15 energy is a lot, 2-second cast time, but you wouldn't really cast this in battle, you cast this before a battle, but if this gets stripped, you have to cast it and it's going to be 2 seconds and 15 energy, you have the game. That's pretty much half of a monk's energy, or maybe like a third. 5-second recharge, which yeah. Okay, if your health is below 50, when target takes damage, life barrier ends. You can't target yourself. Very situational, very situational. Now, if I didn't have this situational bracket, I would put this probably in C, probably maybe D. But right now, because you can only maintain this on one person, right? Like if you maintain it on 2, you're just gonna be out of energy. Yeah, no. I think yeah, this is just. Yeah, it's not as great as I would hope really. So yeah, it's in situational, and if it wasn't situational, it will be D. I think most of these situationals, if they weren't in situational, they'll be D. Ooh, I like this one. Life self whatever. I don't know if I'm not saying that right. Elite enchantment. Lasts for 8 seconds, converts the next incoming damage or life steal between 20 to 100 to healing. I said that really badly, but you get the gist. Initial effect reduces 0 to 2 conditions up to 3 at 19. 19 again is that threshold. 5 energy, a quarter of a second cast time, and 2 cooldown. So you can spam this out. It's similar to Reverse of Fortune, but it has more healing. Same cast time and reduced time and everything. Same, yeah. But it also reduces conditions. Now, I think this is actually an S tier skill. It's spammable. It converts some healing, so it just negates a healing. Like, no, you're not taking this next damage. It's fine. It's spammable and it removes conditions. Like, it's just god tier. I think this is like up here. I love this spell. This is the spell I've been taking a lot recently. I think it's actually one of the best spells, and I didn't used to take it. So I think people sleep on it. Honestly, I think they sleep on it. Not much more to say about it. Light of Deliverance. There's also a PvP version of the skill. I didn't talk about PvP versions. There's also a PvP version of Light Burst. I didn't talk about that. Okay, healing entire party for 5 to 70. 5 second, 5 energy, 1 cooldown, 1 cast time, 6 cooldown. I think this boss is okay. I mean, the cooldown is pretty cool, I admit. The healing is not that much, but it's healing everyone. If I am in favor, will take effect, but only on one person. Now, I believe that it might be yourself, or it might be whoever you're targeting when you cast a spell. So I'll just put this in C, probably maybe high C. It's not great. I wouldn't run it. There's another build I run instead when I want to heal everyone, and it has nothing to do with this. It actually has to do with another spell that's going to be coming up, which is definitely going to go into S tier when it comes up. Protection. So no, is this protection? Yeah, it's protection. We have Mark of Protection. Yeah, for obviously it's protection. Okay, Mark of Protection is an elite enchantment spell. Converts incoming damage to healing 6 to 60. All your protection prayers on the table for 5 seconds. Now, I suppose you'd want to run this along with healing, because as soon as you use this, you can't use any other protection prayers. Now, this is good, but it's always getting spiked out. But the cooldown is 45 seconds. It's 10 energy and it's 1 second cast time. So it's quite heavy. So I think this stuff stays in C, probably around here. Because it's good, because of, yeah, it converts all healing. Like, you just take no damage, but, you know, the amount you're getting healed is just not worth it. I mean, it's not worth the, you know, the cast time, the energy, and also the cooldown. Like, it just gets stripped, like, it's gone. It's useless. Like, for 30 seconds plus, 45 seconds possibly, just useless if you can strip straight away. Like, it's unfortunate. And it's a lot of energy too. So in mid-battle, yeah, it's kind of a problem. Martyr. Transfers all conditions from all allies to yourself. Like, this is from all allies, which is actually pretty interesting. And then there's obviously ways to remove energy of yourself. I mean, remove conditions of yourself in many ways. How would I rate this? This is all allies. So I guess it's in your earshot, is it? Does it work in your earshot? Works within party range. Yeah, works within party range, so it's a bit above your earshot. As long as, you know, the party is visible, it works. Now, there's other spells similar to this in other professions, but I think the spell is actually pretty decent. It's very situational, to be honest. Like, it's 5 energy, 1 cooldown, and 10 cast time. No, 1 cast time, 10 cooldowns. I think it's situational. It's a good situational though. Like, I'll put it at the top. It's like, if it was a situation, I'll put it like maybe like C, because how often would you need to remove conditions on everyone? It's not very often, but there are opportunities, definitely PvE, where they will happen. You know, there might be a lot of poison going around, there might be a lot of disease going around, and you want to move it off. A burn is a big one. Moving off everyone, yeah, it's definitely something you want to do. So very situational, but it's a good situational skill. I like it. I've never used it myself though. Peace and harmony, which is actually interesting, because if you could run 2 elites, these are the 2 you'd run. So target ally loses 0, 9 conditions and hexes. Conditions converted and expire 90% faster on target ally. Now this is pretty damn interesting spell. Smite prayers are disabled for 20 seconds. 5 energy, a quarter cast time, and 10 recharge. Now that's a lot of stuff removed. And then after that, if they're also being targeted, you can just stop them from, you know, it's just gonna go away straight away. Very good in PvP settings, pretty good in PvE settings. Definitely when someone's getting heavily hit by certain stuff. I'm putting this in B tier. There are other better spells, but I think it is pretty good. I think it's pretty good for what it does. Ray of Judgement. I mean, come on, this is S. Like, this is S. Ray of Judgement is just it's just way too strong. It does too much damage. Like, everyone knows that Ray of Judgement is like a staple for monks. Well, when you want to do some damage, like, it's just strong. You do 5 to 45 holy damage. You know, holy damage also is true damage. Inflicts burning for 1 to 3, 4 and 19, as we know, every second for 5 seconds. Hits foes adjacent to initial target. 10 energy. The only downside is the 2-second cast time. It is a cast time. There is the wind up, and the recharge is only 20 seconds, so you can use it quite often. You know, it's not a 30. But yeah, if they stay in this, like, they're taking damage. The burn refreshes, you know, as they stay in the burn. But let's say they're getting burnt, you know, someone's in this, burn is 7 damage, 7 you know, pips down, 7 times 2, 14 damage every second. You're standing in it for 5 seconds, burn will last for 3 seconds at the end. So you're getting about, what, 7 seconds of burn. 7 seconds of burn, you know, so 7 times 14, you know, you're taking about, what, like 100 something damage, and on top of, you know, all you're taking, probably what, 5 times 45 is just like, what, you're taking, like, oh, you're taking over like 300 damage. That's what you're doing on everyone if they stay in this. Like, everything's basically almost dead. It's such a strong spell, so that's why it's nice. Like, there's not much more to say. Restore conditions removes all conditions, all of them. Removal effect heals for 10 to 70 for each condition removed. Cannot target self. 5 energy, 3/4 cost to cooldown. This one definitely goes into A. It's an amazing spell. It's used a lot in GVGs, PvP in general, to stop conditions. Like, yeah, it's just great. It might even be S. The only issue is that it can't target self, so you need to know something else for yourself, which probably stops it from being S. But I think A. Yeah, I think it definitely is in high A. Definitely in high A. Well, spell I've never used. What is this? Yeah, what category is this? Is this Divine Prayer? Yeah, it's in Divine Prayer. Divine Favor, sorry. It's an elite enchantment. You gain 3 energy whenever you cast a signet. How often are monks going to be casting signets though? Like, realistically, not very often. there's not many like staple enchantments that, you know, no, not enchantments, sorry, staple signets that you want to use as a monk. So I think this is just goes in F. Like, it's a terrible skill. Not much more to say. Energy cost of 5. Cast time is a quarter. You can use it every 20 seconds. So it could hold up for the whole duration and even longer than that. But there's not many signets that you want to use, really. Like, I don't think it's that good at all, really. Back to protection for this next one. We got Shield of Deflection. Now, this is an interesting skill, because I kind of like the idea of it, but I just think it's not worth it. For 3 to 10 seconds, 75% chance to block, plus 15 to 30 armor. Right. 10 energy, a quarter cost time, and 10-second cooldown. Now, because of the 10-second cooldown, I think this is pretty garbage. And the 10 energy as well. On top of that, I think it's just too much. It's just too much. I think this, like, if you consider Guardian is another protection spell. Yes, it only protects 50% of the time. And it's only block. You know, it doesn't give you any armor. But it's only 5 energy. The cast time is like, what, like 4, I believe? Let me just check quickly. Yeah, it's 4. And yeah, maybe, no, the cast time is 1. But the cooldown is 4 at least. So it's much less. And yeah, it takes longer to do. But this is an elite, goddammit. Like, why is it 10 energy? And why does it... You can only use this on one person, basically. I think this is like a D. Honestly, I think it's a D. I don't think it's that good. Energy is just too much energy. If it was 5, then it would probably be what to C. If the cooldown was then 5, it would move up to like B or A. Probably A. But right now it's in D. Like, if those two, it would have been A. But, and also the fact that it's block and armor, like both of them. This is next going into a protection one, which is a smite one, which is interesting. Shield of Judgement, 8 to 20 seconds, deals 5 to 50 holy damage to attacking target ally, and causes knockdown. So foes attacking the ally, this is enchantment, you know, they'll get knocked down and they'll take the damage. It's pretty decent. Yeah, it's not a bad one. It's got 15 energy, which is actually quite a lot. 1 cooldown and 45. I keep missing out. 1 cast time and 45-second cooldown. So it actually lasts quite a. It lasts a decent amount of time. So that one person is going to be pretty much protected from, you know, melee. It doesn't. I don't think it counts as like spells. Like if I was using flare, I don't think the person would get knocked down. To be honest, it's very situational. So I put it situational because it's used for like monks and 55 monks and stuff like that. It's definitely down to situational. If it wasn't situational, I think it would probably be like maybe high D, C. It's not something you use often, but it's its place. Back to protection with Shield of Regeneration. Another one I do like the idea of, similar to this, but it's just bad. 5 to 13. It's an enchantment. 5 to 13 second last time. Plus 3 to 10 health regen. At 10, that's 20 health for every second. And plus 40 armor. Okay, so that pretty much says that this person is a tank. They're not going to get hit much at all. Problem is 15 energy. Quarter cast time, which is great. 8 recharge. Now, the energy is the problem here. This is pretty much Healing Breeze mixed with another spell. Healing Breeze is 10 energy, so fair enough. Let's say this lasts on forever, for the whole duration of like, let's say 11 seconds. 11 seconds, no, 13 seconds at 10. You know, they're getting healed like 260 over that period of time. And the person's not going to get hit much at all. So yeah, they're going to be good. But the problem is the energy is just way too much. If this was 10 energy, right now I'm going to put it in D. If it's even worse, it might be even B. Yeah, I think it's an F because the energy is way too much. It's also crazy. If this was 10 energy, it would be in maybe C. If it was 5 energy, it would be an A. But 15 energy on a monk, no one's gonna run that. No one's gonna run that. Please. Signet of Judgement. Such a staple for NPCs. I've seen so much. Knocks down target, deals 15 to 75 holy damage to target and adjacent foes. Yeah, it's a good skill. I think it's a C skill. I mean, Not a skill that you would use very often, but I mean, it does what it does, and it does it well. 1 cast time, 20 cooldown. Some damage, knocks down multiple people. It's a good skill. In fact, there's a PvP version which only has half the spell range and it does less damage. So it shows that it's pretty good in PvP. In PvE, you know, it's not something you're going to use that often. Actually, it might be B, because I guess, let's say maybe you are winning healing and then you just want smite for this, just for the knockdown, just to help out on stopping enemies from doing what they're doing. Yeah, it could work. It could work. Signet of Removal. Removes one's hex and 1 condition. No effect unless target ally is enchanted. The Signet, 1 second cast, 5 second cooldown. I think it's pretty decent. I'll put this probably in... It's very similar to this one here. Difference being is this one, you know, it can target itself. I think the other one couldn't target itself. Yeah, the other one couldn't target itself. It doesn't heal. It doesn't cost any energy though, and it has lower cooldown. But it does what it does, and I think it does it well. So I'll put this in low C. Yeah, it does what it needs to do. Protection, once again, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. No, this is not protection. This is Fine Favor. Okay, an elite enchantment spell, 5 to 17 seconds. Target ally cannot be the target of enemy spells. Spellbreaker, okay. 15 energy, whoa. 1 second cooldown, cost time, 45 second cooldown. Very similar to things like Vial Silence and all that stuff. Difference is target ally cannot be the target of enemy spells, while Vial Silence is any spells. This one's just saying by enemy spells. So you can make someone just invincible to all spells from enemies, which is actually pretty cool. Very situational though, but pretty cool. I'm gonna have to put this in situational because it's not something you could run on the, you know, the general play, but this is like a B situational. So you're just negating one type of attack spell. Maybe it's a C situational just because of the 15 energy, and the cooldown is kind of long, but it's still situational nonetheless. Well, I realize I have 2 of these, but now we're going to move into a nice spell, Unyielding Aura. I think Unyielding Aura actually is the best monk spell in the game. I actually think it's the best monk elite in the game. This elite is insane. It's actually insane. In PvE, it is absolute god tier. The way that this can just change everything for a whole team is crazy. Okay, it's a maintenance enchantment. So your monk spells heal for 15 to 60% more. This is monk spells, all spells. Healing Boon only said healing prayers. This one says all your monk spells heal for more. End effect. A random other party member is resurrected with full health and energy. Full health and energy, and teleported to your location. I could not tell you how crazy this is. Definitely when it comes to full health and energy, because a lot of the resurrection spells, they don't give you full health, they don't give you full energy, and they take long to cast. What are the cast times for some of the other ones? Let's look. Resurrection skills, what are the cast time for some of the monk ones? What you got? Restore life, cast time is 4 seconds, and yeah, when you get higher it gets up to like 80 energy but only like 57 health. Resurrection, no energy, 25 health, 6 second cast time. Resurrection chant, half range at your current health, what's it called, 29 energy, 6 second cast time. Like these are just, they just take a while, they're just not as proficient. Restoring health, restore life, which I think is the better of them all. It's a touch. 50 health, 50% health, 17 energy, and then heals everyone in you know, there we are. 15 energy though, 4 second cast time, and then you got Unyielding Aura, 5 energy, a quarter second cast time, and 10 second cooldown. If you have this, you can already have this. Someone dies, use it, cast it again, remove it again, so you can resurrect 2 people in a span of 10 seconds. No, you can revive 2 people in a span of like a second, literally a second, because that's how insane this is. And you're healing more. The energy for this is so low, the cooldown is so low. This is just fantastic. This is great. It works with everything as well. Now, one thing I like to do with this spell, I like to also combine this with other healing, divine favor spells. The AoE ones. It's just like a troll kind of build. What's called Divine Heaven's Delight, and I think there's another one. There's two. They both do the same thing. Heaven's Delight and Divine Healing. They do AoE healing for everyone around 15 to 16. Pretty good. Now, the reason I do that is because when the other spell, Unyielding Aura, heals doubles this healing. Not doubles. Well, it increases it by 50%, 60%. So instead of healing like 60, you're going to be healing like 80, 89 on everyone. That's fantastic. That's great. And that's two of them. Yeah, they have 12 second cooldown, but if two of them healing everyone, that's great. That just adds so much to this. Honestly, it's such a good spell. And I didn't even talk about the best part. The best part is it teleports them to your location. So if an ally is in the middle of so many people, they've been bodied, and you're stuck in PvE, and you're like, I need to rest this guy. Just run up to them, use the spell, go on your body. Fine, run away. You're safe. It's cool. Otherwise, you'd have to wipe them out, enemies out. You'd have to get in there. You have to heal him. Resurrect him in the middle of the enemies. That can just wipe a team. This just saves so many issues. Absolute god tier. The best monk elite in the game, hands down. There's nothing better than this. There is nothing better. You cannot tell me there's anything better than this. Honestly, you can't. I can't be persuaded. I cannot be persuaded. I could talk about the skill like all day. I love Unyielding Aura. It's what I use at the moment. It's such a great skill. It's such a fantastic spell, man. I love it. Absolutely saved me so many times. Withdraw Hex. This one is actually pretty cool. Very, very cool. Removes all hexes. Also affects adjacent allies. Removal effect plus 20 with 5-second recharge for each hex removed. 15 energy, 1 cast time, and 5-second cooldown. This spell technically should be like F. Maybe situational. Because let's say you move 1 hex, it's 5-second cooldown, but plus 20 for every hex, so it'll be plus 25 at 0. Even if you get to like 15, it's still going to be like plus 10 for 1 hex. At 2 hexes, it's going to be 15. Let's say you got a party of 8 and you move hex from everyone. 8 times 5, you're looking at 40. 45-second cooldown. 45-second cooldown. That would be F, absolute F. But because of the new Paragon and their new elite that increases people's attributes plus 4, I've been running this in a build where I get my monk, I get them to 16 divine favor, which is 4 seconds, and then when you get to 20, it becomes 0 second plus. So basically, they can use this every 5 seconds. Yes, the 15 energy is a lot, but if you have people to help you, your energy, you can get a lot of energy back. And then I've never tried it, but if you get to 21, it's -1. -1 on the activation. I haven't done this. I don't know if this works. I don't know if the -1 actually makes it so. Yeah, there's no cooldown. I actually have no idea if it makes it so there's no cooldown at all. I need to test that out, because that would be crazy. I've only done it to 20. Because getting to 21 and you need a lot of other buffs. I think 20 is like pretty much the best I can do. There might be a way I can get to 20. I'm going to try it. Situational, because it's F if you don't have that Paragon. If you do have the Paragon, I would actually put this in high A. Probably somewhere in between here, because yeah, just removing all hexes from adjacent foes, like that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I think this is coming up to our last smite prayer. Not very lot. There's not many smite prayers. There's only 6 actually, but there's 11 protection, 7 healing prayers. Oh wow, okay, so protection has the most. Interesting. Okay, Word of Censure deals 15 to 75 holy damage, plus 20 recharge if target foe is below 33 health. 10 energy, 1 cast time, and 2 cooldown. Problem with this skill is the like if they're below 33, if you use it, it's kind of just a dud. Energy cost is quite a lot too. I want to put this in maybe like F, because if the energy was 5, then yeah, I'd move it up. But the energy is just too much for monk to use this a lot. And then the plus 20 seconds cooldown is just, yeah, it's not on. Sorry, I think you're an F. Maybe it could be D, but I think you're an F for now. Wow, Healing Word. I can't believe this is like the last one, or second to last one. Healing Word is a staple for monks. It's like the ones that pretty much the henchmen get, and the starting one in PvP. So it's like I think of this like the basic healing elite, the basic monk elite. Heals for 5 to 100. Heals for 30 to 50 more if target ally is below 50%. So that means total healing at 15 is 215. Total healing at 20 is 275. This is probably one of the highest healing spells in the game. It is an insane amount of healing you can get in this. 5 energy, 3/4 cast time, 3-second cooldown. I think this is a fantastic spell. It's not nothing crazy. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's pretty standard. I think it's fantastic. I think it's just an A spell. Like, it heals a lot. The cooldown is low. Energy is low. Yeah. Even the base healing is still pretty good. Yeah, I think this is an A. Now, finally, coming to Zealous Benediction. Heals 30 to 180. Massive healing. You gain 7 energy if target ally was below 50 health. 50% health. 10 energy. 3/4 cast time. 4-second cooldown. Now, this apparently is, out of all monk spells, this is the highest healing from one packet of heal. This is the highest. 180 at 200 to 230. That's a lot of healing. Now, if the target ally is below 50%, it only costs 3 energy. I think this is A tier. I think this is A. I think it's somewhere around here. It's a great skill. It's a great skill. Very similar to actually to Healing Word. As Healing Word at 15 it heals 215, and it heals it takes most effect below 50%. This one also takes most effect under 50%. The difference is Healing Word has 1-second cooldown faster, same activation. Both of the spells you only really want to use it when someone's below 50%. The one benefit that Zealots might have is actually, if you do use it correctly, it's only 3 energy. Yes, you're healing about 30 less, but 3 energy, that 2 energy is actually quite good. It's kind of hard for me to actually say which one's better. But because this is a protection pair just in general, I think this is better, because this allows you to have this as your only heal and protection, and all your other spells can be other things to stop people thinking damage, which is really cool. And yeah, I like that. I like that. So, wow, we've been recording for quite a while. It's almost been an hour. God damn. Now, what do I think? I think this is a good list. Like, I think this is quite fair. I think we actually have quite a lot of S tier. Maybe people might disagree with things like this one, Healing Life Self, or Healer's Boon, or this one as well. But I think these are all really good additions. I think these two are like undeniable S tier. Undeniably S tier. Great skills. Personally, one of my favorites. Amazing spells. Decent spells. Okay spells. Bad spells. Trash spells. Situational spells. Yes. I think this is great. I think this is exactly how Monk looks. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If this video gets good views, maybe next I'll do Ellie, because I like Ellie. My favorite classes are Ellie, Monk, Warrior, Paragon, Dervish. So I'm definitely going to do ones for those 5. If people like this, I will do for all the rest of those. If people don't like this, maybe I won't do. Maybe I'll just do one more for that Paragon, because that's my main. Ellie, because that's my second main. Yeah, I would like to go through the whole roster. Monk, Mesmer is the one that I wouldn't know too much. I can only theorize because I haven't really played Mesmer, but I played every other class. Yeah, let me know what you think down, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.